good evening. And my name is Wallace Gator Bradley, and I'm the president of United in Peace, Inc. And I want to let you know that this show wouldn't be possible without the chairman of United in Peace, Inc., who happened to be the producer and the executive director of this show. Y'all hear me say all the time, I got a honey-do list. Well, I'm in love with this honey. Her name is Terry Marsh. And I want to say, to God be the glory,
yes,
for allowing me today to have, can I say, Madam Dean of the City Council, okay, Chairman, 34th Ward, Alderman Carrie Austin. I want to thank you for coming on to this show because this election and 2018 is so important, and I think my viewing audience need to know why it's important for the position that you're running for. You know what, before I start that, a lot of people were seeing your signs in the area and didn't realize that it was part of the 2nd Congressional District and the 1st Congressional District. So the people who was in the 1st Congressional District was wondering why they didn't have your sign. And they were telling me to come to the office. We want a sign in our yard anyway. You know what I mean? But without further ado, Madam Chairman, could you please tell my viewing audience who you are for those that don't know, and for those who do know, remind them who you are.
I sure will. But first let me say, Gator, thank you for inviting me to the show. I really do truly appreciate it. I'm glad for your longtime friendship over the years, and especially to the producer. And as you said, to God be the glory. So I will say that if it wasn't for the God that I serve, I would not be allowed to be here today in order to run for a 6th term for a state central committee woman in the 2nd Congressional District. But since the Lord allowed me to be here to run again, I have a running partner, which is it's a 2-party race, a man and a woman, and my partner is State Representative Al Riley, who is running for State Central Committee man, and I'm running for Committee woman. Now that's a state party, a Democratic Party's position, which entails, as I just stated, a man and a woman. It's 36 congressional districts, and with that is how we are able to voice our opinions on and select our candidates that will be running for election, and especially our constitutional officers, like Jesse White, Susanna Mendoza, Mike Farrick, those candidates that are running for constitutional offices. Then it comes down to the Cook County Democratic Party, which is the largest county district, and other counties, which would be Will County, Kankakee counties, and all of those counties that engulf the state of Illinois. So with that, then we come together and try to use the rules and regulations of the national party and bring them down to the state party, down to our county partners. That entails all of us, and then we support those candidates that are running that have been selected by other counties, even though we have some divisions in the House,
right,
but we still try to follow the procedures and protocols of the Democratic Party. And with that is what I have done for the last 22 years.
Wow.
22 years that I have been in support of the Democratic candidates that are running, even those that, where we're running against each other, where those positions like it is in the governor's race and the AG's race and on and on and on. But for those that are the winners of those particular races, that's who we come together to support in our November election.
Right.
When that November election come about, then that's when we are party to party.
We know, Madam Chairman, I said I got a caller, but caller, I'm going to get with you. I want to ask the chairman one question. You also in the Cook County Party.
That is correct.
Yes. Now, what's your position there?
I'm the city vice chairman. There are 50 aldermen, no, I'm sorry, 50 ward committeemen,
Right.
and I'm over those city ones. There are 80 of us all, and the county, the suburbs, the northern suburbs and the southern suburbs have a vice chair as well as we have an executive board, and I'm a part of that executive board also.
Right. Okay, caller, could you please state your name and voice your opinion? You know, this is an opinionated show,
This again.
and you're entitled to it.
This is Ray.
Hey, Ray, how you feeling? How you doing today?
Okay. First, I want to hope that you took care of your lovely wife on Women's Day today, which I know you're a great husband, so I know you did. And I want to wish the Alderwoman there a great Women's Day also.
Thank you.
Now, okay, now let me say this. When we go out and vote this time, are we going to vote for the right people to get more done in this great city of ours than ever before? Because as you know, it seems like for the last 20 years, I'm a 70-year-old man, and it seems to me that for the last 20 years, this great city of ours has been stagnant. So please, Ms. Smith, would you please, Alder Lady, promise me you'll do your best to make an improvement of our great city.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
I
Brother
do that
Ray.
every day.
I'm going to let her answer you because I don't want to turn you off. Got another caller coming, but I'm going to let her address your concern.
Absolutely. I think that I fight every day as far as Alderman is concerned to bring more resources back to my ward, but as State Central Committee woman, to bring them back to the 2nd Congressional District. I have to work with my state reps, my senators, my congressional, whomever that, with the officers that are running now, be it the constitutional officers. I try to work with every one of them in order to bring resources back to the 2nd Congressional District.
You know, Ray, one of the things that's key about this election, because I get that question all the time, even in this race for governor. You got J.B. Pritzker, you got Kennedy, you got Bitts, you got T.O., okay, and you got others. And like I ask everyone, don't just take my point of view,
That's right.
because I'm biased,
That's right.
because I do know why I'm with Pritzker.
Right.
I just ask everyone in my viewing audience, just write all their names on a piece of paper. Take your smartphone and Google what have each one of them done personally. Mm-hmm. And I know there's a commercial on the air that Senator Email Jones got out there saying that the Kennedys, John Kennedy and Robert Kennedy, was so close with Martin Luther King. But since they released the Kennedy papers, those of us that didn't know, and those of us who do know, we know that that's not true. And when I hear individuals saying that you shouldn't vote for Pritzker because of the conversation with Blagojevich, well, understand this. Everyone was talking with Governor Blagojevich, including Email Jones. So my thing is this. I'm with Pritzker because he's saying out his mouth what he's going to do for African Americans.
That's right.
Okay? And for minorities.
That's right.
And for Hispanics. And for the rest of the state of Illinois. But it's the first candidate outside of T.O. who has said what he's going to do to help African Americans. You follow what I'm saying? Because that's one of the questions in our community. What are you going to do for black folks, or what are you going to do for black people? So, Madam Chairman,
Yes.
one of the things that's come up is your state rep, and that is Robert Reeder,
Okay.
and how an old girlfriend, I think from 15 years ago, is trying to create a Me Too situation for him. One of the things I want to say, to God be the glory for allowing him to have been able to go to court
Right.
to prove his innocence.
Innocent.
He's been acquitted
That's
from
right.
this.
That's
They
right.
found out pretty much that the woman was lying.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I know he's someone that you support. As a matter of fact, he's a part of the 34th Ward organization.
That is
Would
correct.
you like to?
Oh, well, I am and in support of State Representative Bob Rita, have been, will continue to be, because absolutely he has went to court, stated his case, and won that. Why are we bringing that up again, and the man has been acquitted? I mean, because the old girlfriend gonna come back and say, well, me too, that Madigan didn't do this, or this didn't do that. All of that was brought out in court. Now, whatever her concerns are now is not relevant to this run. It's just something that she's bringing up again. Is she running for office? Is she running against him? Who is she running against? Or is it just a slander, State Representative Rita?
That's what it is.
I would have to say that State Representative have been an asset to us in the 34th Ward, because he's brought resources back to the 34th Ward, to our district, to the 28th Legislative District. Now we have Justin Slaughter is in the 27th District. He is now bringing resources back to the district. But as far as State Representative Rita is, I will not abandon him because of these allegations that has no bearing whatsoever.
And something else. Even though we have spats, Senator Email Jones, when he was Senate President, he brought resources back. But his son,
Yes.
Senator Email Jones, is that the third?
Yes.
Is bringing back resources.
That's right. That's right.
When I was in a meeting, he brought $5 million back to the district.
That's right.
So just because we don't agree with one another all the time, you can rest assured our concerns and our focus
That's right.
is on the areas that they serve. Caller, could you please state your name, share your opinion?
Yes, Gator, and to Mrs. Alderman Carrie Austin.
Yes.
Listen, this is Steve. And Carrie, listen, this is Steve from Union.
Okay.
You remember my mother?
Yes.
Yes. Listen, let me tell you about the 34th Ward. I've been out here 54 years. I remember when the days used to be a little bit different. But one thing for sure, everybody still come through the 34th Ward
They do.
if you need your help. That's the lady that will help you and do everything in the world for you. Diane, Chester, and Mark Correll. And you know who I'm talking about, the precinct captain.
Yes.
Really good people. Listen, we hear a lot of people talk about things. Gator, you know I'm old school.
Yeah, you know I know.
believe in old school. What that lady would tell me to do, I do. That's how you have to have confidence in your people that represent you. I heard Ray was talking about, are you going to do something like that? One thing for sure, as long as I get up every day and I know tomorrow is Saturday, I know that woman is going to do the right thing for us. So again, I don't have no doubt about her. People who don't know her should kind of Google up and you will know this woman. This woman is about the 34th Ward. Listen, Carrie, I still have the property over there. You know, my mother passed.
Yes.
But I still vote down here. And I still would die for down here. As long as you still here. I remember your husband. Heck, I remember old days back in Streets and Sand. But that's another day.
Yes.
Carrie, you got my loyal vote. There's nothing that I would not do, and I'm going to call Diane and let you know exactly who I am.
All right,
so,
Steve.
Again, thank you for being our alderman.
Thank you.
Continue keep on being our alderman. And, Carrie, help Gator out.
Oh, she do, man.
All right, let me get out there, and thanks for taking the call, Alderman
All
woman.
right.
Thank you. Thank you,
All right.
Steve.
Thank
Hey, Steve. Oh, she do. And I got that 50 cent for you, too, man. You know, Chairman, I call you Madam Chairman because I'll be down there at the budget committee. And the wonderful thing that I love about you and President Preckwinkle is that you accept the responsibility of leadership.
Yes.
And sometimes that's a lonely road.
Yes.
Because you have to make the decisions to make things happening for, in the streets we have a thing called we. Okay? Sometimes we have to do things for the ungrateful.
Yes.
You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To conserve the whole. And
That's right.
with that, it leads me into this burials piece, and this guy, I can't pronounce his name, Creaky, or I just say Fritz.
Fritz.
For Fritz to play up on hate and the word change to confuse us when he knows nothing about that office.
Yes.
Like I share everywhere I go, we've just found out what was wrong because 11 different elected officials came together to show what was wrong with their part and what was wrong with their part and brought the puzzle together.
Right.
For an office that's for 32 years before he got there was messed up.
Right.
So I know people give you a lot of grief because of your support for burials.
Yes.
But could you share with my viewing audience things that Chairman Barrios, Assessor Barrios do for Cook County outside of just the assessor's office, or tell us what he do at the assessor's office and outside of Cook County?
Well,
outside of the office.
I'm going to start with the office that he's running for, and that would be assessor. Number one, Joe has not been the assessor for no 30 or 40 years. He's only been there for the last 6 years, and now he's running for another term. But it takes time to change anything. But the main thing that I want to say in regards to the assessor's office is that we, the people, have not done our own due diligence as well. We have not filed for an appeal. If you don't file for an appeal when my taxes are too high, well, then you have a process of where you can go and file and appeal that my property taxes are too high. We haven't done that. And many of us have not done that. And that's where it needs to start. Not because you were assessed high, but if you were assessed high, you got a place that you can say, even with the assessor's office, these are too high. Well, you have another place where you can go and say, this is an appeal. These are too high, and appeal that process of your taxes being too high. I'm going to continue to support Assessor Barrios because I believe that now that he has the engine moving,
Right.
where it can move in the right direction, now you want to throw him out the door now that he have changed the things that have been wrong in the assessor's office, and now you want to say, get out. I think that that's unfair to him, for he has been a changer for that office. Next to that is that he is the chairman of our Democratic Party. There have been a lot of times that I have fought with Chairman Barrios in regards to women candidates, Hispanic candidates. When he wanted to have one or two of them that were against each other, let's pick the best candidate that would be the better for the party. There have been times when we were choosing, even down to the mayor, when we were at odds with one another. No, this is what we have to do. And Joe have been one of those that have stood steadfast with us. I can recall a time when it was Joe Barrios, President Preckwinkle, and myself. We were fighting like cats and dogs. It's like, this is the way it's going to be, whether you like it or not.
Right.
Because it was about changing the makeup of the party, for it would be, all parties would be represented. So for that, I want to see Joe stay there so those things can continue to be done. Now, the Democratic Party doesn't have anything to do with the assessor's office, but for him to have been a change maker,
That's right.
why are we changing now?
That's right. And you know, I'm glad you made mention of that. I'm so glad that the Democratic Party made the decision to help Kim Foxx, even though I was with the other woman. When I see the thing that's coming out that state's attorney's office,
Yes.
when I see the changes where she says she's about reforming that office,
That's right.
She has went beyond
that.
talking it.
That's right.
She doing it. So
That's
I want
right.
to be on record for saying.
Absolutely.
And she'll tell you, I'll be in them rooms when they be talking that.
That's right.
And I look, listen, and learn because I'm not a commitment. I know y'all say Gator just talk, and don't be quiet. She'll tell you Gator shuts up.
Yes.
Caller, could you please state your name? Could you please voice your opinion?
Hello? Yes. So my question was this. I've heard several times about the role of a committeeman, but I'm not actually sure what a committeeman does. So I was hoping to maybe get some more insight on what a committeeman actually does in a community or in a ward, right?
We are the political arm of any ward, no matter what ward it would be or no matter what township it would be. We would be the political voice for those that are running for any particular political office. That's our role in the office, just as I am the alderman and committeeman of the 34th ward. So as the alderman come under that jurisdictions of a ward committeeman. Now me as the committeeman, I come under the umbrella of the Cook County Democratic Party. As the state central committee woman, I come under the umbrella of that of the state party. That's how it runs. And then there's one even higher than that, which is the National Democratic Party. And that state individual comes under that umbrella.
Right. You know, one of the things, caller, how, from what I'm saying, like say for instance, the 34th Ward, they have what's known as the weighted vote. Mm-hmm. Okay? And when they make the decision to appoint someone or to support someone, it's the weighted vote in its totality.
That's correct.
Of the different commitment that make the decision that, hey, I'm just being hypothetical. Say I just got 5 votes.
That's right.
She got 25. Okay? She got the most weighted votes. So she will carry more weight with making a decision on who should get supported.
That's correct.
Isn't that correct?
That is correct.
Something else, Madam Chairman, with what's happening with this Laquan McDonald trial and the police officer that was charged, I want to make this clear with my viewing audience. It's going to be up to the judge and it's going to be up to the jury. Mm-hmm. The state's attorney has done all that she could do.
That's right.
And what she is doing is prosecuting him.
That's right.
Okay? Everybody want to rush the trial, but there's certain structures and things that got to be in place to make sure that he gets a fair trial.
That's correct.
Fair trial for all means just that, even when we don't like the individual, that we feel that he shouldn't get any fairness. Okay? And what has happened from what we were just talking about earlier and what has been in the paper. Okay, Zoom, where you going? What has been in the paper is where they were trying to seal a lot of things from the people in the trial. And the news media has went to court and says, no, we got a First Amendment right to show what is happening in this case, especially in light of what has happening with the Laquan McDonald piece, you know.
Okay.
So you want to share a little something about that, about things? I think I laid it out already, didn't I?
I think you did. There's nothing else
We're not on the jury. We're not prosecuting. We ain't the
But
judge.
I can say that Kim Fox has done a yeoman's job.
Yes.
She has gone as far as she can go, but if they allow her, she will be victorious. If they allow her.
Right.
Because everybody's trying to decide for her. And I'm glad that she's standing her ground that, you know, I am the state's attorney.
Right. Well, she stand her ground.
Yes, she does.
You know, one thing I've seen, she's no friend to a corrupt officer.
No, she's not.
Okay, I've seen her free 15 men that was
Falsely
framed, falsely accused by this one officer. So, caller, time is getting short. That's what they say when you're having fun, time just get away. But could you please state your name and voice your opinion for the viewing audience to hear?
Yes, my name is Mark Carell, and I am a proud precinct captain in the 34th Ward over the 42nd Precinct.
34.
And I just want to say that I'm so proud of our Alderman lady who has done a fantastic job providing great leadership in our community. And I'm just so proud to be on her team.
Thank you.
And I look forward to a great campaign, a great election, with all the supporters in the 34th Ward coming out. 42 will lead the pack, and we're looking for a great turnout.
Absolutely.
Hey, well, Alderman, I brought you to the dais, and before you lose the other slipper running down the stairs, we got to go. So I want to say this here. I thank everyone that called in,
Yes.
okay? And Alderman, I want to thank you for taking the time, because you've been going all the way to Kankakee,
Yes.
past Joliet, past everywhere. You've been going up and down that Highway 57 like me and Terry be going down there, going to Eastern Illinois University and going to Louisiana for our boys. With that, I want to say to God be the glory.
Yes.
And I do know He do protect us. I thank you for viewing. I thank you for calling in. And Alderman, I thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And most of all, I got an alibi. Baby, I was on the show that you produced it with Alderman.